The Philosophy of Elbert Hubbard, page 57, Consecrated Lives. Here's a thought, dearie, that I give you because I haven't a very firm grasp upon it myself. In order to clarify my mind, I'll explain to you. And thus probably do I give you something which is already yours. Grateful? Of course you are. There. The thought is this, but before I explain it, let me tell you of what a man saw in a certain cottage in Denmark. And it was such a little whitewashed cottage, too, with a single solitary rose bush clambering over the door. An artist, his wife, and their little girl lived there. There were 4 rooms only in this cottage, a kitchen, a bedroom, a workroom, and the other room. The kitchen was for cooking, the bedroom was for sleeping, the workroom for work, and the other room was where the occupants of the cottage received their few visitors. When the visitors remained for tea or lunch, the table was spread in the other room, but usually the artist, his wife, and their little girl ate their meals in the kitchen or in the summer on the porch at the back of the house. Now the artist painted pictures and his wife carved beautiful shapes in wood, but they didn't make much money. In fact, no one seemed to know them at all. They did not have funds to accumulate a library, and perhaps would not if they had. But still they owned all the books written by George Brandes. These books were kept in a curious little case which the artist and his wife themselves had made. And before the case of books was an ancient Roman lamp suspended from the ceiling by a chain, and the lamp was kept lighted day and night. Each morning before they tasted food, the man and his wife read from George Brandes, and then they silently refilled, trimmed, and made the lamp all clean and tidy. Oh, why your eyes are filling with tears! How absurd! And you want to hear more about the artist and his wife and the little girl. But bless me, that is all I know about them. However, I do know that George Brandes is one of the apostles of the better day. His message is a plea for beauty, that is to say, harmony. He would have us live lives of simplicity, truth, honesty, and gentleness. He would have us work for harmony and love instead of for place and power. George Brandes is an individualist and a symbolist. He thinks all of our belongings should mean much to us, and that great care should be exercised in selection. We need only a few things, but each of these things should suggest utility, strength, harmony, and truth. All of our actions must be suggestive of peace and right. Not only must we speak truth, but we must live it. Our lives should be consecrated to the good, lives consecrated to truth and beauty, consecrated lives. And so this artist and his wife I told you of were priests of beauty, and their little girl was a neophyte. And the room where the Roman lamp burned was filled with the holiness of beauty, and no unkind thought or wrong intent could exist there. Consecrated lives, that is the subject. And there is a brotherhood of such, and you can reach out and touch fingertips with the members of the round world over. Beauty is an unseen reality, an attempt to reveal a spiritual condition. Members of this brotherhood of consecrated lives do not take much interest in political policies, and all the blatant blowing of brass horns that are used on change in the pulpits or by 4th of July speakers are to them trivial and childish. They distinguish at once the note of affectation, hypocrisy, and pretense in it all. They know its shallowness, its selfishness, and its extremely transient quality. Yet your man of the consecrated life may mix with the world and do the world's business, but for him it is not the true world. For hidden away in his heart He keeps burning a lamp before a shrine dedicated to love and beauty. The adept only converses at his best with an adept, and he does this through self-protection. To hear the world's coarse laugh in his holy of holies, no. And so around him is a sacred circle, and within it only the elect are allowed to enter. To join this brotherhood of consecrated lives requires no particular rites of initiation, no ceremonial, no recommendations. You belong when you are worthy, but do not for a moment imagine you have solved the difficulty when you have once entered. To pride yourself on your entrance is to run the danger of finding yourself outside the pale with password hopelessly forgotten. Within the esoteric lines are circles and inner circles, and no man has yet entered the inmost circle where the Ark of the Covenant is secreted. All is relative. But you know you belong to the brotherhood when you feel the absolute nothingness of this world of society, churches, fashion, politics, and business, and realize strongly the consciousness of the unseen world of truth, love, and beauty. The first emotion on coming into the brotherhood is one of loneliness and isolation. You pray for comradeship, and empty arms reach out into the darkness. But gradually you awaken to the thought that you are one of many who hope and pray alike, and that slowly this oneness of thought and feeling is making its impress felt. Then occasionally you meet one of your own. This one may be socially high or low, rich or poor, young or old, man or woman, but you recognize each other on sight and hold sweet converse. Then you part, mayhap, never to meet again, but you are each better, stronger, nobler for the meeting. Consecrated lives, you meet and you part, but you each feel a firmer impulse to keep the light burning, the altar light to truth, simplicity, and beauty. No other bond is required than that of devotion to truth, the passion of listening in the silence, the prayer for wholeness and harmony, the earnest desire to have your life reflect the good. All man-made organizations would be fatal to the sweet, subtle, and spiritual qualities of the brotherhood. For organization means officers, judicial robes, livery, arbitrary differentiation, and all the vile and foolish claptrap of place and power. It means the wish to dictate, select, and exclude, and this means jealousy, prejudice, and bitterness. 15 candidates for a vacant bishopric with heartaches to match. No organization ever contained within its ranks the best. Organization is arbitrary and artificial. It is born of selfishness, and at the best is a mere matter of expediency. The brotherhood of the consecrated lives admits all who are worthy, and all who are excluded exclude themselves. If your life is to be a genuine consecration, you must be free. Only the free man is truthful. Only the heart that is free is pure. How many compose this brotherhood? Who shall say? There are no braggart statisticians, no paid proselytes with their noisy boastings. Two constitute a congregation, and where they commune is a temple. Many belong who do not know it. Others there be who think they belong, and are so sure of it that they do not. But the brotherhood is extending its lines. And what think you the earth will be like when the majority of men and women in it learn that to be simple and honest and true is the part of wisdom, and that to work for love and beauty is the highest good? End of Consecrated Lives, page 64, in The Philosophy of Elbert Hubbard, narrated by Rex King.